growth is a foundational value of our soul. If we are not growing, we are dying. Our brain is so good at focusing on that one thing that we didn't get that it skips or misses out the 5 things that we did get. So what we can't change, we become completely content with. Okay, Bhargavi Arjun, how to feel content. There was a beautiful line I had heard Mahatria say once where he said, content about your past and ambitious about your future is the best way to be. And let me explain this a little bit, okay? A lot of us have started to confuse, contentment as something that we must have about our future. That we should be content in life and we should not aspire for more. And I feel like that's one of the biggest mistakes we have made, because to not be ambitious about your future, to not want more, to not aspire is actually stagnation. And stagnation is the biggest mistake we can make, because growth is a foundational value of our soul. If we are not growing, we are dying. So I don't want you to be content about your future. I want you to want a lot more. But what I want you to be content with is with your past. So what we can't change, we become completely content with. What we have no control over, we become completely content with. But anything where we can play a role, we don't go for contentment. We go for the best, for the highest, for whatever you want to achieve. And I always give the example of children. You were not discontented with your first child or dissatisfied with your first child, and that's why you have your second child. You can be completely 100% happy with your first child and yet want another child, correct? And the same is for life. You can be completely content with the house you live in, with the car that you have, with the husband that you have, with the relationships that you have, and yet want more. Want a house with a garden, want 4 bedrooms instead of 3, want a better car, want a better life. Totally okay. So I think learning to be content with your past is a very important aspect, but learning to be ambitious about your future, I always pray to God, everything else I'll give my children, but the drive to want more or desire more, you only can put in. So make sure, Godji, my children have the desire to want more in life, because that's what makes us go aage, hai na? So as far as being content with your past, how to be content with your past is by expression of gratitude. Every single day, write out 5 things that you're grateful for from your life from yesterday, from 1 week ago, from 1 month ago. The more gratitude you express to the world, the more the world will give you reasons to be grateful for in the future. So I think, to me, if you had to ask me the number one way of creating contentment, our brain is so good at focusing on that one thing that we didn't get that it skips or misses out the 5 things that we did get. And I think if we can really focus on deeply being grateful, that will create a certain amount of peace and contentment within you, which will become irreplaceable. It will become like a cement block in your heart, which is where I want all of us to go. Super duper contentment with the past and lot of ambition for the future. What a beautiful combination that makes.